What's up, everyone? I know it's been a minute, but I've finally got a new Caliban build for you. We're going to dive into how to get this thing running properly so you won't have any more issues. I've got some cool stuff ready for you, so let's just get into it. Quick thing before we jump in, I'm always looking for new ideas for the channel. Let me know in the comments which Warframe or weapon builds you'd like to see. Your suggestions really help me decide what to make next. We're starting with 2 Azure Archon Shards for our energy economy. Since this build is very energy intensive, we need to make sure we always have enough in our pool. These 2 shards give us an extra 150 energy for a total of 375. This is the foundation we need to play this build effectively. Next, we're adding 2 Crimson Shards for strength. Our build is heavily reliant on companions, so we need a lot of strength, and trust me, we'll have more than enough in the end. These 2 shards are a key part of that. If you have them, shards that provide both strength and electricity are also great options. And for our final shard, we're using an Amber Shard. This one is absolutely essential. For our build, we're starting with Growing Power. We'll be applying more than enough status effects throughout every mission, which means we'll constantly benefit from this mod. That consistent plus 25% ability strength will be with us the entire time. Next, we're adding Power Drift to boost our strength even more. You could also use a mod for extra range here, but for this video, I'll be using the additional strength. Next up, we have Overextended, which is an absolute must-have for this build. Our primary ability, Caliban's first ability, is heavily range-dependent, but its base range is very limited. This mod is essential for extending that range so we can hit all of our targets. Group enemies together, while lethal Progeny's Ortholists focus fire on those enemies with plus 70% electricity damage and fire rate for 6s. This mod is the core of our build. To supercharge our companions, the real stars of this build, we're adding Intensify, Augur Secrets, and Blind Rage. These mods give us the massive strength, numbers we need to make our companions deal an absurd amount of damage. This build is so effective that you don't even need to use any weapons. However, if you want to bring one along, a primer like the Cedo, Epitaph, or Nuker is perfect for setting up your enemies. Next, we're using Primed Continuity, which is our only source of duration. You'll notice we're using the Rhino ability, Roar, in this build. To avoid constantly recasting it and our other abilities, this mod is crucial for keeping our buffs active and the flow of the mission smooth. Lastly, we're using Equilibrium and Streamline to manage our energy. This is a spam build, so we need a lot of power. These mods handle it perfectly, and you don't even need to use Arcane Energize to make it work. Some people might argue that Streamline is unnecessary for this build. I've tested it extensively, and believe me, it is a must-have. Try playing without it, and you'll quickly see why. For our first Arcane, we're going with Molt Augmented. This is a perfect fit for our build because it gives us a huge boost to ability strength as we get kills. Since we're constantly wiping out enemies, we'll hit the max stack of 60% ability strength super fast and keep it for the entire mission. It's a no-brainer. Lastly, we're using Arcane Camisado. This Arcane is perfect for our build since it's all about our companions. As I mentioned, the weapons you use are irrelevant to this build since it's not designed around them. That said, I'll still show you the builds I'm using in case you want to use them. I'll have a separate video on Vadarya coming soon. For Synth Deconstruct, just use any companion you want to use. It's literally the same, just the mod is important. Let's jump into the simulacrum. Caliban's first ability, Razor Gyre, is our main tool for this build. When we activate it, we dash forward in a spinning vortex that inflicts the Tau status effect on enemies. This makes them more vulnerable to all other status effects, which massively increases our damage. On top of that, for every enemy hit, we recover a portion of the energy cost, along with some health and shields. Enemies lifted by Sentient Wrath also take increased damage, creating a perfect synergy. For our Helminth ability, we're swapping out Caliban's second ability for Rhino's Roar. This is a powerful damage buff that increases the damage of all our abilities. It's especially useful because it provides a team-wide buff, which not only helps you, but also boosts the damage of your companions. This will be a core part of our build, so we'll be using it constantly. Caliban's third ability, Lethal Progeny, lets us summon up to 3 sentient companions to fight alongside us. The ability cycles through different types: Conculists for melee damage, Ortholists for ranged attacks, and Summelists for shield support. For this build, we're only going to be summoning the Ortholists. They're our main focus because they inflict the Tau status effect with their ranged attacks, which works perfectly with our build to maximize our damage. Caliban's fourth ability, Fusion Strike, lets us converge 3 streams of raw energy on a single point to create a massive explosion. The streams themselves create an area of effect that strips armor and shields from all new enemies entering it, making them incredibly vulnerable. On top of that, for every enemy hit, there's an explosion when the streams converge, causing a chain reaction of damage. I hope this video gave you a good idea of how to get the most out of Caliban. If you try this build, be sure to let me know how it works for you in the comments. Your feedback helps a lot. Don't forget to like and subscribe so you don't miss out on what's coming next. Thanks for tuning in, and have fun playing.
Come to scavenge and desecrate this sacred realm. not tell of this day? Did I not prophesize this moment? Let it be known, if the General wants true salvation, they will lay down their arms and... Lord, they cut me down, but still I speak. I am energy, and I cannot be